Welcome everyone you are listening to and perhaps watching Calling The Audible. I'm your host, Peeze Delarize, and you guys are right. The music does help. Music makes everything you say sound more rhythmic.
That's very true.
Yes.
Replacing the rhythms, the sweet, sweet rhythms of Mokan is Simon Dagenet.
Hello.
And now, no music, no more rhythms.
You
So
see?
it's perfect introduction for Simon
There you
Dagenet.
Wow.
Nobody.
That's not nice.
And in a decreasing scale of rhythm is Stefano Berardi.
Yep, that's me. I get the butt end of the stick. It's okay.
I don't feel like so Simo's gonna make an effort to dance at my wedding.
Oh no, I am not dancing at your wedding.
Oh, you are.
Yo,
I am legit.
You are.
You're not gonna be sober.
I am planting myself at the bar. If I die, you will have to carry me.
No, I'll just leave you
No,
there.
we won't.
Or you could
Yes.
do that
They
too.
have a
I mean, that would be a
clinic
dick
for a
move.
reason.
And my,
We're not
Guy,
my
you
parents
think
would
I'm
probably
tipping
miss
for nothing?
my parents would probably miss me, and then they'll wonder what the fuck
I
happened.
mean, miss you really?
Yes.
They're gonna in 3 days. Like, when's your wedding?
Yeah, like I'll
the
just,
wedding's
I'll
on
send him, like,
Saturday,
some
right?
chocolates or something.
Oh my God, he's not home. Oh shit.
Sorry?
Your wedding's on Saturday, right?
Yes.
No, no,
So
he
by
gets married
like
on a
Tuesday
Wednesday.
night, his dad's gonna be like, "Have you seen stuff?"
Probably. You know what? That sounds legit. That sounds legit. But I will not get drunk because
Why?
vodka is water for me.
We'll see.
That's
It
such
is.
a
It's
lie,
it's
man.
a long drinking day.
Yeah. I
Trust
mean-
me, I could
Can-
handle.
can
You're
you
it.
go
setting
for-
yourself up for
Can
failure.
you go 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
I'm just gonna show up at like 11:30.
You can't. Though.
The bar opens at 4.
Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna start drinking at 11:30.
That's also okay.
A.M.
We will be.
I got. Yeah, we. Yes, we will.
And the man who's been assigned to be my liver for the event, Eagle and Master Control. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Because our size-
Drunk off 2 drinks.
No. I'm actually really good at this. I've done it before, and
There's
I'm
gonna be
do it
video
again.
evidence, and we're
I'm
gonna put it
pretty
on
sure
the
Eagle.
show.
I'm pretty sure Eagle's gonna get fucked up. Eagle's definitely.
Well, his job is to do that. Like he
You
has
get
to.
fucked up.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait.
You have to get fucked up.
I
First of
am Eagle the Tank for this wedding.
I doubt that very
First
much.
of all, why?
Does your girlfriend know, by the way?
That you're gonna get tanked.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing. First of all, why? Second, why was I not
Because
choosing
you're not supposed to. So you're not supposed to get drunk at your own wedding. It's also difficult because you're constantly moving, talking to people.
Okay,
That's very
fair.
But like, so at one point, like you want to remember your wedding, right? So
Yeah, no,
like,
that's
people
fair.
can be feeding
Well, I
me
mean,
drinks,
pictures work.
and
Yeah,
I'm gonna have several of them. But at some point, Eagle's job is to make sure I don't get too drunk, and I'm too responsible to do it myself. So he's gotta do it
I
for
mean,
me.
because I
He has
remember,
to produce me a liver.
I remember you at weddings, and
Yeah, it's terrible, but
Yeah.
not my own.
Yeah, but it's not his own wedding.
but
so.
why him of all people?
he offered. He's my producer.
Man,
He's producing. Always producing.
we should have asked Mokan. It would have been so
that
good.
would not have lasted
Mokan would
long.
take a sip and then pass out.
It would have been
First
so
And then
good.
feel like he was going to hell.
Yes, exactly. He would definitely feel like he's going
Tell
out.
him it's my wedding gift. You have to do it.
You have to do it.
Plus, he needs all the focus possible to not mess up the introductions.
You will. He's gonna find a way.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Your
that
parents
was
don't
very-
even look the same.
He's gonna
That-
call you like Pete or something.
That was the most self-indulgent introduction we've ever done.
Is he gonna call you Paulo or Peeze?
Pete.
One way to find out.
He's gonna call you Pete.
Probably be
Well,
Peeze.
Peeze is not so bad.
Most people know me. Most people there know me as Peeze, except for
Yeah.
like my family.
Someone's gonna say Paulo. Wait, who's this guy?
Like even my
I'm at
parents
Pease's
know,
wedding.
know
I'm
that
not
I
at
am
Paulo's
Peeze.
wedding.
They don't
Da-
call me Peeze. They know that
David
I
De La
am
Roca. Who the fuck is this guy?
Peeze. Division C, gentlemen.
Yes.
That is where
What
we
games
are.
did you see?
I'll
I'll tell you a game I saw. I walked in early for my game.
Yes,
I
you
was coming, just gonna hang with Steph, catch some FPF, and then I hear someone from Lightweight be like, "Yo, Peeze, we need a snapper." I was like, "Okay." Slowly rustling up my stuff. Then
Simon
someone,
says, not lightweight. Simon
Sorry?
says.
No. But someone from your team said it first.
Yeah, Simon says. not
Simon
lightweight.
Simon
says,
said, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah,
eh,
Justin said that.
Well, just so I was like, all right, I have to grab my stuff. So as I'm grabbing my stuff, I see Robbie Robinson walking up the field, and then Bobby Spaghetti's looks at me and says, "Peeze, actually, could you play for us instead?" I'm like, sure, why not?
First off, Bobby Spaghetti's is an amazing name.
It's an amazing name.
It is an amazing name.
Like I know it's not his name.
It's
an
close enough.
amazing name.
Bobby Spaghetti.
The
Bobby
worst part is
Spaghetti.
I've been calling him that since before I knew him. Just because I was like, I can't pronounce his name. And Bobby, I know you're gonna try and correct me. It's
is
okay.
It, is
You're
it
just Bobby
Septicus?
Spaghetti's.
Septicus? Something like that?
What?
No,
Septicus,
it's
I think.
Spaghettis.
I'm gonna call him Spaghetti. Actually, I call him Bobby because I don't feel like. You know what? I'll call him Spaghetti's YOLO.
Bobby Spaghetti.
So yeah, so Bobby Spaghetti asked me to
That's a
come in
great
to
name,
sub. I was happy to do it.
Fantastic
It was fun.
Yeah,
That was-
Sepentkiss. Sepentkiss. Yeah, there you go.
That was a terrible game. I'm sorry, Sweat and Beers. So this
Well,
is.
first of all, if you remove Robbie Robinson from that team,
Oh, you played some of it, I guess. So you showed up late to the game,
yeah.
which doesn't help. Like he was like I don't know, like a few minutes late, and then he got on. I think it was like the second play he was on. He popped a tooth out. That's what happened. He lost the tooth. I didn't know what happened. Like he went up for a pick. He bubbled the ball. The ball sort of popped out. We went to the floor. So I was like, okay, next play. We huddled up, and Bobby's on the bench. Robbie's on the bench. I was like, but why? Like he didn't get hit or anything. And he lost the 2, which sucks. Like he was very frustrated. Obviously.
Give Stephen Alberico a call.
So anyways, he came back into the game like 20 minutes later. So they played with
1-800 Alberico.
Nice.
That's a great number.
He came back for like 5
Eagle, is that his number?
It's probably
Sorry,
too many.
This is very important. Is that his number?
It's probably too many numbers.
Sorry?
Okay, guys.
Talking about his phone
he's
number?
not even- he's not
Speaking to
even
the.
paying attention.
Why would you speak out of the mic?
Because I wasn't listening.
Clearly,
Want to know if Stephen Alberico's business line is
1-800
1-800 Alberico.
It's not.
It should be 188 Alberico.
Is it 188 Alberico?
You realize that's 8 actual numbers, right?
That's why I said
I
188.
asked you a question. Is it that or not?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
get your shit together.
So,
Guys counting letters. Like, ooh, look at me. I can count letters.
so
I'm pretty sure it's 1-800 a tooth.
Doubt that. That sounds like a lot less.
No, you're missing one.
Ow tooth.
Ow, too.
So,
Yeah. So
the man now known as 1-800 Out
play with
Tooth.
fire. Picked up Peeze
Yeah.
of all people. To
Well,
be
I was
fair,
there.
I mean, they needed something.
The worst is, so there was 2 plays where I knew where the ball was going because I played with Simo a bunch, and I was like, "This is the outside hook," because like I'm lined up over Justin Blanchard. He knows I'm not dropping, so he's gonna throw the hook to the outside to Justin Lerner. I'm gonna break on this hook because I know it's coming. The ball got there so fast.
And Peeze looks at me. He's like, "You throw so hard."
And then, because I never saw it from that perspective.
Because I was playing, I was looking at Peeze like he knows what's coming, and in my
even
head I was
said
like,
that this is a great matchup.
he knows
for
what's
Pete
coming, and I was
Justin Lerner.
thinking, but he can't get there on time.
I if had you
You
gone
should have
had
lined
you-
up like 20 yards back.
Had you gone there like a couple times, I probably would have got like knocked it down like once.
Eventually,
But then there was another time where Blanchard's in front of me in the red zone, and so Blanchard runs this route. It's out in out, right?
oh yeah, we
Okay.
wanted you to fall on your ass.
So I didn't fall. I sprinted towards the sideline because I knew where it was going. He beat me there by 3 yards. It wasn't close.
Also, you made 2 cuts.
Yeah, I broke instantly, and he got there before me. The next time it happened, I literally grabbed him by like his side and held on to him, and he dragged me to the. But he didn't throw that one at least,
No,
because I would
it
have looked
was-
really bad with it.
It was
Him
so
catching
good.
the ball and dragging me like a
It was
child.
so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no, that game honestly, like
You figure losing weight makes you faster. It does not. It just made me much slower.
Sweat and Beers, it was just one of those games where they wished the game would end earlier.
Yeah.
We called it with like a few minutes left. The game was, it was.
Rocco Cristiano went down too at the end of the game.
Yeah. I think he hurt his ankle or something, so they just called this we're done at this point. But it was just a bad game for Sweat and Beers. They were not a Div C roster, even with Andrew Carruthers and Robbie Robinson being there. Robbie
But I
went
thought
down.
Pease would make them a Div C roster.
I know, right?
Yeah.
One would think.
That's what I kept saying.
The
But
fact that I played coverage on Peeze in a Division C
Oh, that
game
was so
says
fantastic.
enough. Says enough
So
about this.
open.
That was a fantastic play.
Fantastic, yes, it was.
Just the fact that this happened in the game is
Like, why did nobody film that moment? 'Cause it's never gonna happen
Oh,
again.
Rich the ref knew. Like he was laughing his fucking ass off. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm hoping they throw this ball. Good times.
The thing, like being in the Sweat and Beers huddle, one thing I noticed is when I first got there, Robbie Robinson was off.
Mm-hmm.
Rocco Cristiano was calling his own plays. I don't know if that's typical because when Robbie Robinson came back, Robbie was calling the plays for him. I just find that you can't call plays for someone else because they don't see the field the way you do. That's been the theme of the night. Actually, we've been talking about this all night.
Yeah, it's difficult to do, man. Even I've been playing FPF for a long time. I could consider myself a veteran quarterback in FPF. And when
Veteran.
people call plays for me, I get confused. Like I look at it, if you call one route, it's one thing, and I'll sort of call the routes around it to make it work. But if you start calling 3 or 4 routes,
Where am I looking?
it's like okay, but why are we doing that? Like I had another idea in mind.
But are these predetermined types of plays that they have, and they're pulling
they're
from a book?
plays
or?
Robbie runs, and what ends up happening is Rocco Cristiano, the way he reads it is, where's Robbie? Because he's not making a progression because it seems as though he's given the play, he doesn't fully understand the progression, he doesn't understand why he's running it with that down in distance, and so now what he does is, where's my best player? I know the route he's running, I'm going to look for that first amongst all things. So it's not a true
So it's not like it's
progression.
an OC who's like, okay, I'm calling the play because they want to run a particular style, and
I
it's
don't,
just
but
the
I think
QB doesn't want to call himself.
Robbie Robinson is not calling plays for himself, but he calls the same. For example, he called the post wheel where I'm on the side with Robbie. So, first of all, I gotta clear the wheel for Robbie. So that you know that they're gonna drop to the sideline once they see the wheel because they know I'm not a threat over the middle of the field. So, at that, you should have a read backside that you can go to, but he doesn't get there because he's like, okay, it's post wheel, therefore, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the post and wheel. I'm not looking at the incoming from the backside. I'm looking, okay, Robbie's got the wheel. I'm throwing the wheel. And Justin Lerner was literally waiting for it 10 yards above the route.
Yeah. It won't. The problem is it could work to a certain extent, and Robbie means well, but the problem is it doesn't help Rocco develop as a quarterback because you're
I agree.
basically taking the whole development part of it out of him.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I know Robbie well enough. You know him well enough. We know he's not doing it to call his own number.
No, of course.
He's doing it legitimately to help.
It's like it's 3rd and 10. I don't want this offense to stagger. This is a play that's going to work. It's going to give us a first down.
Yeah.
And in key situation, it could work. But the problem is if you do it too much, your quarterback never gets to the point where he knows what to do by himself.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
I really wanted to spend some time on that because it's rare that I'm in another team's huddle so I can talk about like a
that's true.
specific issue. So I was like, hey, I get to be sort of a documentarian while like
We don't
doing the show,
play
you
in
know?
a lot of people's huddles.
So-
Like we usually call our own because we were quarterbacks.
Yeah, and on top of that, like we otherwise also play with guys we've played with forever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, Steph, what'd you catch in Division C?
I watched the commission game against
GloGang.
GloGang, yes.
GloGang still don't care.
They did.
No, they did care.
Oh,
last
they
week.
did.
I watched them.
But they lost, so
they
I
did.
assumed it.
Yeah.
I always assume the only reason they lose is because they don't
No, I
care.
have no
At the
cares.
beginning, they did not care. As you can see, they were losing
always do
24-13 at half.
They always do it, but
But in the second half, they showed up. Honestly, and it came down to the last play of the game.
Okay.
And Jean-Felix Marquis had the ball at quarterback. They were like 5 yards away. And he throws it to the Gendron Valley
Yep,
for the
Nick.
game-winning touchdown. That's how they ended up winning the game. But GloGang was super pissed off. Like, honestly, they thought that they could have won this game. They felt like they should have won this game because they actually did put in effort, unlike what they usually do. But what I saw during this game is JF Marquis is, he played smart with the ball. Yes, he has a pick. It almost costed them because
six.
with that pick six, they took the lead. But then after he was able to rebound, get back to his game, end up clutching it at the very end of the game. And it was good. You know, Brent Botkin, he did what he thought was the best thing to do. He took himself off for the last 3-4 plays of the game because they needed to go downfield. They had 4 plays to drive the field to get the win.
I mean, you say that 2 catches for 25 yards. Brent's getting
Yaks,
some
bro.
yaks.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, the thing with GloGang, they literally lost themselves a championship in FPF by poorly managing late game situations.
And stupidity.
But that's what this feels like
well.
again.
The stupidity that costed them the championship game, I watched that game, is they celebrated excessively.
Yeah.
And they got a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
And then after they lost.
Which is a quarter of the field, by the way.
Legit.
It's
Not
a
even.
significant,
A third,
and
yeah.
it's usually not
Huge.
even that. Exactly.
That's huge, man. Like, honestly, they just got to be more mature.
So,
You
like,
know,
here,
take it seriously from beginning
but
to
here,
end.
like, so the late game situation, like, do you think there's a way that they could have managed it differently where they don't give commission a chance to get back in the game?
I mean, they tried, but like the commission, they made good plays. Like, honestly, they were very good routes. GloGang seemed confused, which is rare because besides Arnaud Desjardins, they're all defensive players.
What's it? Like,
Yeah.
they're very good
They're
defensive.
very
team,
good
typically.
defensive players. They're mostly defensive players in tackle. Yes, tackle and flag is different, but like
Yeah, but man-to-man coverage is
man-to-man coverage is the same without contact. But like they were able to find the holes in the GloGang defense, which is very rare. Mind you, he put up 36 points because the first half is when they didn't care. But if, in my opinion, GloGang, if they take it serious from beginning to end, they'll win like all the time. But they don't.
To me, this is like we're splitting hairs. The commission and GloGang's roster, when you look
Yeah.
at it, they're pretty much as strong
they're
as each
very
other.
good,
Like I don't think the commission's that much better. GloGang. So 36-34 makes sense to me. Arnaud Desjardins is the better quarterback of the two,
Yeah.
but he still makes mistakes.
Well, In a sense, JF Marquis is more experienced playing at this level.
That's true. And on the smaller field.
So
Jeff has the experience.
and he's a more experienced
But
fly quarterback.
Arnaud is able to do things that Jeff never will be.
The roster of commission is way deeper though than GloGang. I mean,
I disagree. It's just we don't know the guy. Like they're not household names.
Alexandre
on GloGang.
Gravel is a crazy receiver.
He's a receiver, though.
potentially better than Alex Noel at doing Alex Noel things, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Sifax Cassette is a defensive mind. Oliver Seward is
Fact is a great defensive player.
Oliver
So
Seward is
defensively, like across the field, they're
They are a defensive team, but
the only
it just
problem
didn't show.
with
They
this
just don't care.
GloGang is defensively. Yes, they're amazing,
They're fantastic.
but that's the problem. Is they believe they'll win every matchup across
Yeah.
the board, one-on-ones, because they're better, and they tend to make mistakes. And they were playing against. Anyways, last week when they played on Thursday, there was a few plays left in the game. The game was over, but they kept showing this exact same the exact same coverage against Dream Breakers. The exact same coverage. They didn't adjust, and the other quarterback was a backup quarterback who made a lot of mistakes. But there was this one guy who kept hooking at 15 yards and had nobody around him for 10, 15 yards every single play. He kept looking at me, and I kept looking back saying, I'm sorry, man. There's nothing I can do to help you. I'm just scorekeeping.
Yeah.
But his quarterback kept looking the other way, focusing on Pierre-Alexandre Taché, who's a crazy player. But he wasn't reading the field, and GloGang adjusted to that instead of sticking to, let's shut down this team instead of just this one guy who keeps getting targeted.
Yeah.
It worked out in their way. They won, but their defense isn't perfect.
Yeah. But I think that comes down to the inexperience of their inexperience in FPF. KGP, I no longer understand. They beat Junkyard Dogs
What is this?
in a shootout.
What is this? 47-44? First off, if you look
Every time we say anything like even slightly negative about Phil Cutler,
I hate him.
he goes insane. What is this?
Also, what is this roster? Let's look at these rosters to begin with.
both of them.
So, yes.
oh, this is gonna
So-
be a problem.
so
I
let's-
haven't checked this game yet, so.
So let's look at these rosters.
Now it's on tape.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't the purse.
But it still
purpose
says
initially.
respected.
But they lost though. Yeah, no, QB cap was respected.
Oh, okay.
They
Peeze
they
is not
lost,
even
so
a-
it's not the end of the world. But
yeah.
I love 47-0 at the score.
well, it's gonna be 30-0.
No, 47-0.
Yeah, whatever.
It's at least 30.
Whatever. Point is,
Yeah, but how
if
are
you look at these two teams, this is not the kind of offense that's going to score 44 points in Division C. Yet they both did.
Yeah.
This KGP offense, this KGP team,
doesn't make sense. It's like your lightweight team.
it's
Well, but what is the team? Like it's obvious that this isn't
it's
the
Phil
roster all
Cutler,
season, right?
Derek, Gabe D'Amico, Joseph, Julien Paiement. I hope he's a permanent solution for them because he's a great player.
Well, the typical rushers: Gabriel D'Amico,
Yeah.
Matza.
Yeah.
Gabe D'Amico, yeah.
Yeah, he's the.
Julien Paiement could play DB. I mean, like
He
but
did play DB.
receiver. He's a great receiver.
But they
Yeah.
they picked on his height though. They
yeah,
picked on
for
that.
sure. I
They
mean,
just threw it up.
but also that's what Junkyard Dogs does. They
Yeah.
just throw it up to
Yeah,
big.
they throw it up to Marvin or
or
Sean
Rory or
Rory too. Yeah.
Inslee had 2 rushing touchdowns. I don't get it. They keep running the I formation for some reason.
don't
They,
understand that either.
they run the play action. They run the
They keep running
pass
different-
option.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever. Listen,
They
it
run the
works
run
for them.
pass option. It works
But
for them. Though, yeah.
This game surprises me by not the outcome that KGP won, but the score itself. So either the defense were sleeping, or we know nothing about Phil Cutler.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's,
but
it's every time. Every time we say anything
Oh, man, Phil
remotely
Cutler,
negative,
he could
which
play
we
in the
don't
higher
say a lot of
division.
negative things because he's a very good quarterback. But
he's
just
also a nice
we always
guy.
say like the team is not this, not that. 47 points. Why not?
just saying, fuck you guys. This is what you guys think. There you go. 47
yeah,
points.
this is what you guys think. Let's score points. So yeah, but I just don't think both these teams are in a bad spot at the moment. Junkyard Dogs hasn't been.
But
playing
Junkyard
great.
Dogs finally found their offense, but then they couldn't find their defense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but
they've been struggling offensively all season, and now they didn't, but
Right,
they
like,
struggled defensively.
they're 1-3 now.
Yeah.
They squeaked. They got lucky against A Squad. Like they scored in the last play of the game.
Squad.
and-
Us
Us
squad.
Squad, sorry. They scored in the last play of the game last week to go, and then got the convert just to not tie. They lost bad games before that. And Junkyard Dogs, like the thing with Division C is it's a very deep division.
Mhm.
There's some very strong teams, and if you're not able to get the wins against the teams you should be beating, you won't make playoffs because only 12 out of 20 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. So in your conference, 6 out of 10 makes playoffs. If you're 0-4 or 1-3, you're in a very tough spot because 5-5 might not get you in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's gonna be a tough season to make the playoffs.
Yep.
A team that's looking like they probably won't is the Huffman. They had a huge loss against Mercenaries this week.
There's a rumor.
Terry
about
Tam's
that.
going to join us. He's going to address the rumor.
I'll ask him. Yeah.
It's not a rumor because he told me.
Come on.
But we'll discuss it with him directly
waste.
when he joins us.
That didn't take long.
Is that Terry?
Like Simon.
Again, Steph, they can't hear the ringing, so we can just keep talking.
Well,
Hello?
Hey, Terry, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, what's it? Are we live?
Is that
Yes.
Terry Tam?
Don't
We're
swear.
live already.
Yes. How's it going,
Yeah,
buddy?
1 second. Did you?
Good.
What's up, Terry?
What's going on?
I feel like production should have warned you that. we're
I
calling
did.
you
I gave him a 10-minute warning.
Eagle had one job and he failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know we were going to go on live.
live.
I
Here
would've
we are.
had-
Live.
Live from.
We're talking
Montreal.
about Huffman and Mercenaries this week.
Oh, yeah. Let's not do that, huh?
So there's a
That's the only
rumor
reason
going
you're
on,
on.
Terry,
Yeah, what's the rumor?
that you're stepping down from the quarterback position. Is it true?
Yeah, it's official.
It's official.
It was, it's official. We got Corey Walowski,
Okay.
and so he's going to play quarterback from now on. It was tough because I felt like I was getting better, even though the stats don't show. But it was
You
tough
were.
because I felt bad for the boys. Yeah,
I watched week 4. I watched week 1. There's a significant difference.
yeah.
But the problem is that also the team you played, Mercenaries is a very good defense. Gino made some mistakes. He wasn't flawless. He threw 2
No,
picks.
we should have killed Mercenaries. They had one player.
Yeah. Well,
It
2.
was Isaiah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Why?
Gino and Isaiah.
Yeah. No. They had this other guy on defense that got a bunch of picks that played well.
I
Just
threw
a
them
weird-
directly to him.
Just a
So
weird.
it was
Yeah, and Edouard something also had like a crazy game.
yeah, they're not bad. I don't want to say they're bad players, but our team, we should have beat them. Even with 6 guys, we should have beat them.
So, Terry, I
That
do
is
have a
a-
question for you, though. Do you
Yeah.
consider Corey an upgrade at the quarterback position over you? Or is it just
Oh.
that having you as a receiver is going to be beneficial for the offense?
No, it's not because of me at receiver. It's because Corey's a much better quarterback than I am.
Where are you gonna play? You gonna play receiver or snapper?
I know Ryan's a snapper, so I'm going to play receiver. James is injured, so we don't know if James is going to be able to come back. He's going to let me know. So,
James who?
but
Speaking
Nowakowski.
last-
Speaking last names, bro.
No.
Come on.
James
You-
Nowakowski, he's been banged up, so we don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. And with him and Corey, I don't think we fill in the cap, so we're going to have to figure that out. But until then, Corey's going to be the quarterback.
Okay. It's just
Yeah.
like we spoke about it briefly the other night. Like, while I think the only way you'll get better is by playing more, I also
Yeah.
think you are slightly out of your depth, having not played for so long at the quarterback
Yeah.
position, playing now in Division C.
Yeah.
And this
Uh,
is mostly Holloway's decision because he was embarrassed that I was telling people that I'm his protege. So he's like, "Listen,
Yeah. Makes
I
sense.
can't have you tarnishing my name. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna have
that sounds
to
like him.
cut you." Yeah, that's something
You
Holloway
probably
would
would
do.
have had better success in like a Division D where the defenses aren't as good.
Well, yeah, we wanted to get into Division D realistically. Like we were forced into C because of the guys that we had already committed. So we said, "Fuck it, we're gonna roll with it." And we figured we'd be 2-2 after the first 4 games. We had 2 really tough matchups the first 2 games. We probably played the 2 of the best teams in the division in Game Breakers and I forgot their name. Game Changers and the Jewish guys, the Rockman and those guys, and Friedman. I would
Easy
say
Jake Oven. Yeah.
Easy Jake Oven, exactly. So yeah, that team, and so we played those 2 teams are really tough to play against. So we figured, okay, then the last 2 games, Mercenaries and then Dream Killers, I guess they're called. We should have beat them, and we came close too. And with guys like Nicky Papich, who's very underrated, and Marco and Hollow and GM and Kenton, we shouldn't have been 0-4. So I felt bad
Marco
for the
wasn't
guys.
there, right?
Marco wasn't there this week, but not that Marco was great, but I don't think we would have won the game if Marco was there because it was just the ball was in my hand.
It would have helped. It would have helped you as a quarterback to have Marco there. Because he wins one-on-one matchups.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. And we brought in a guy that never played before, and it was tough because 2 balls that were picked off were thrown to him, and not that they were his fault. It's just more of like a communication thing, like a chemistry
They're
thing.
entirely
But
his fault.
yeah,
He's
we'll
not
just blame
listening,
him. I don't
it's okay.
think he's listening. So Caesar, it's all your fault.
Listen, it's
And,
up to the fact that you threw a pick at the rusher, so that that doesn't help.
But
Yeah,
okay,
but
but
Isaiah Lord does that
first
to
of all,
everybody.
4 picks,
yeah, he's
4
done
games.
it to me a few times when
Yeah.
I played like 5 years ago, and he picked me for 6 one time as well.
Yeah.
And he does that a lot. Like it's his thing. Everybody knows Isaiah for that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't rush. He just kind of stands there, and he's like 6'8",
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
that?
you-
good looking, and what am I supposed to look at? Am I looking at my receiver? Or am I looking at his beautiful eyes? Like I don't even know.
Obviously his
Like,
eyes. Obviously his eyes.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not even a question.
That's it.
It's his fault for being.
I mean,
beautiful.
I asked him out after. He said no, but whatever. I'm not offended.
I mean, yeah, it's just like you. Listen, Terry, you need to understand. Isaiah is like a 10, and you're significantly lower. So
Significantly.
Significantly.
Okay. Is it because I cut my hair? Is that what?
yeah,
it is?
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
you
kind of
don't
mad
whip
about
it
that.
anymore.
I've been
Okay.
bitter about that for 2 weeks, in case you haven't noticed.
So yeah. So anyway, so for the boys, I decided to step down, and I think it's gonna be better. I'm gonna play. I'll play more receiver and a little bit on defense as well. So
Oh, 30 time on
That'll be fun.
defense.
yeah.
Of the teams you've seen so far in Division C, who have you been most impressed by, Terry? Terry Tam, also a FPF analyst, not just demoralized
part-time.
quarterback, also part-time FPF analyst.
A part-time SPF analyst. I'm a part-time SPF analyst because Rob gives me hats.
Yes,
That's
correct.
pretty much it.
Yeah, you gotta earn your hat,
honestly,
bro.
in my head. So honestly, for me, I think Game Changers are the team to beat. It's easy to say. Obviously, they're 4-0, but I just matchups wise, they're really good. If I look at the other division, in their division, in that subdivision, it's hard. In that conference, it's really tough because the three best teams are in that division, which I think are T-Port, Game Changers, and Easy Jake Oven. And the other conference, like Simon says, whatever.
Dog.
And Mercenaries being 4-0. I mean, listen, a very experienced team, but they're not a team to account for. You know, I don't think they are. So it's tough to say, but I think Game Changers are the team to beat this year, and I don't see them going. I don't see them losing any games unless they come up to Easy Jake Oven, and that'll be a nice game to watch. Which is, I think, next week. No, they play the last game of the season, so that might be two undefeated teams playing each other.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So I think those are the teams to worry about. Zacchaeus and Panetta, that connection is unreal.
The Huffman are 0-4. You know just as much as anybody. Only 6 teams make the playoffs. Do you think that by going 4-6, you guys are going to make playoffs?
4-6. I think 5-5 puts us in. 4-6, we're fighting.
So
I think
you're going to have to win 5 of the next 6?
Keep in mind,
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
5 to 9 right now all only have 1 win, right?
One
so
win,
You're
that's why-
literally
that's why I'm
one
saying
win
that, yeah.
behind.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that. It's because I think that just it's so balanced from that bottom half and that top half in that conference. It's like 2 separate divisions completely. It's the shit versus the good, and the bottom guys, it's going to be the top 2 from there, and the top guys, it's going to be the top 4 from there. So I don't. It's tough. It's tough to say, but for now, I think we have a good chance of making the playoffs.
Looking at the teams that are currently the 1 and 2 seeds in Game Changers, Easy Jake Oven, and then on the other side, Simon Says and Mercenaries. Do we think that these might be the teams who get the buys at the end of the season? Like, I feel like they were some of the strongest teams heading into the season, and we knew that to begin with.
I don't see that too much with Mercenaries. I do think that Jaegerbaum, they're just starting off slow, but that should be a team that can move up in the rankings. They could come up to second, third place.
They're just doing
I
the
think
Jaegerbaum thing where they start off slow and
Yeah,
they'll win
exactly.
5
And
straight
then
at
they make
some
a run
point.
to the
2.
finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll make a run to the finals, So it's just the way Jaegerbaum does. All hook, something not to laugh at as well. But I don't think the Mercenaries will be there. Simon Says I feel like they will be in the top 2 for sure. Pains me to say, but
Yeah, it's the
I think
worst, eh?
Jaegerbaum has a good chance to sneak up
But,
there.
but Terry, there's a pivot. There's a pivot that Simo's a division dodger, doesn't belong in his division. He's a coward. He's a piece of human garbage.
Human garbage.
Human garbage.
Human garbage.
Well, you are human,
Someone's
right?
not signing your stupid papers.
You are human, right?
It's true.
You are garbage, right? So,
No.
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Pretty good odds.
I didn't see what you said. If there was anything wrong that you said there, Peeze, I think everything's pretty accurate. No?
Right?
Shut up, Terry.
Yeah. It's not
He's a
not
Division
as
C
accurate,
analyst.
Shut up, Terry.
It's never been more official than right now. So that's the pivot. That's how you can still hate on Simo while complimenting him.
right.
The rare
Yeah,
couple
exactly.
salt.
Couple salt. I like that.
But if Simon keeps on playing against defenses with Peeze on them, then obviously he's gonna have to.
Exactly. Why are you picking on the old fat guy?
Sorry, man.
You
I am
told
the old
yourself
fat
you're not
guy. So
fat
I'm trying
anymore.
to.
You just lost so much weight.
I'm still gonna own it. I'm forever.
I'm redirecting my fat.
I would
shaming
love
to
to
you.
see you and Bobby next to each other.
Terry, you want to pick some games with us?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Eagle, that was me buying time because it is now time for
The Games of the week.
Why do you turn your mic off when you can
What?
use the button on the board?
Because I have a switch here and I leave this on. Because then if I forget about this, then anyway, whatever.
Keep forgetting, bro.
I'm staring at you judgingly.
It's fine. You can stare however you want.
That's the way I went, so it works out.
That's fair.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's start with the first game on the list: Stoics versus Pineapple Express.
Stoics have some work to do, man.
I'm disappointed in Stoics.
They just don't look as competitive as I thought they'd be. Give me Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express
I'm
just
a-
came like they had a bad week 1, but they've been dominant since.
You
Chris
said it
Olsen-
because you played against them in week
What
one.
they scored 6 points.
That's also true.
But Chris Olsen has been playing much better since. Give me
Yeah, well,
Pineapple Express.
I saw that coming. Pineapple Express is probably going to win this game. They're a good team. They started slow, but they found their way.
Terry?
What? Stefano's here? Hey,
Yes.
Hi, Terry.
Did you talk this show?
I did.
All right.
Just
I
not to
forgot.
Terry because Terry was ignoring me. But other than that, that's
I
okay.
didn't even know you were there.
I forgive you, Terry.
I'm gonna go Pineapple Express with this one. I just don't think the Stoics have it. Chris was gonna register a team in Division B. I saw on the wall at the beginning of the season. So good thing we didn't do that. Huh?
All
Very
right.
good, had better players,
Dream Breakers versus Backyard Bullies.
Um,
though. Oh, wow.
Backyard Bullies have a single win to the record. Dream Breakers are one of the strongest teams in this division. I don't see a way that they lose this game unless they completely throw it away. And I don't think Sebastian
So you're
Dallaire is
going-
going to
so
do
you're
that. So
going
give me
Bullies?
Dream Breakers.
Yeah, give me Dream Breakers. Bullies, Rich Rooms without having the ability to run as much as he used to because of his injury. It takes a toll on his game.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to score more than like 20 points per game. I don't
Which
think
is-
this starts here. Dream Breakers is a good team.
Yeah, Dream Breaker's going to win.
Terry?
I
Yeah,
am
go for
gonna
Terry.
go. I'm gonna go Bullies. So Bullies because
Of
I
course.
played against Dream Breakers and I think the Bullies match up extremely well against them.
Terry
to
always chooses
understand
with his
that-
heart, by the way. Terry,
No. You have to understand that the Bullies' inside information is that their schedule is so fucked because of one person that some of the guys can't make the game, but this game everybody's gonna be there. So,
oh yeah, I have the
I-
same issue.
so the Bullies. I think the Bullies take this one.
Simon Says versus Jaegerbomb.
Well, like Simon says, the thing is, Simon Dagenet is an absolute coward. He's not only did he put a stack team in, he probably played with the cap
That
because
sounds
obviously
familiar.
using his insider privilege, or
Yes, of course.
he forces his way into the division where he doesn't belong. But you know what? I think karma's coming. I think you're taking your first L here because the better Simon will win this game. Simon Deschain.
Ow.
Flip the table right here. Jaegerbomb, I'm back on the bandwagon, baby.
Fantastic.
Simon?
No.
Okay. Stefano.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Simon Dagenet's team.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're
I-
Sorry,
messing it
you-
up, dude.
Sorry, Jaegerbomb.
Well, sorry, Jaegerbomb.
I'm gonna take.
I can't
I'm
drink
gonna take. I'm
Jaegerbomb
gonna
because
take
it makes me
Jaegerbomb
sick.
in this one.
Oh, guess what we're drinking at Peace's wedding?
Well, definitely not going to take those drinks at Peace's wedding.
Who
So,
says you're going to take them?
no.
And the final game we're gonna look at.
Oh,
all
thanks for
hooks.
thanks for my opinion. That means
You
nothing.
picked Simon already. No, you
No,
picked
I didn't pick Simon. I
He
took
didn't pick
Jaegerbomb.
He's picking
There you go. You made your choice, so you're good.
I'm
There
taking
you
Jaegerbomb because Simon is intimidated by other French players.
It's
That's
true.
true.
Facts.
True.
Facts.
Yeah.
Every time
You
I try to
overhyped
recruit
them.
them, they say no. It's annoying.
all hooks versus Sweat and Beers.
It's all hooked.
Man, Sweat and Beers are a disaster
Sweat and
right
Beers are a
now.
disaster.
For all the reasons we spent 20 minutes on this show, give me
They had
give
to
me
give
all hooks.
Pease a
I mean, all looks
emergency
still
back.
have 2 more games without Steel Levine because he decided to go on vacation with his girlfriend for 5 weeks.
Sounds
It's
amazing.
all your fault.
But
guys.
Sweat and Beers is a mess, so give me all looks.
No, I'm going to say all hooks are going to win this game.
I'm gonna go with all hooks on this one. Sweat and Beers. As much as I love the guys, ain't gonna happen. They just don't have it.
Terry goes against his heart for once. Thank you, Terry, for joining us. Thank you, Simon, for being the wretch of a
Hello.
human that you are. Thank you, Stefano, for joining us as well in the show.
You're welcome.
Eagle, the production was okay.
Awful.
This is fine.
But most of all, thank you all for letting me be myself.
HotSauceSports.ca.
That's true. Always check it out. Hot Sauce Sports.
Thanks,
Shameless
Terry.
plugs. ShamelessPlugs.com. More importantly, subscribe to Hot Sauce Sports. It's the best thing you've ever heard. If not, there's nothing I can do for you. Just subscribe.
We should go on shameless plug.